Good morning, or depending on when you're watching this, good afternoon, good evening, or good night. My name's Ross, and as always told, out of Voice of Radio. So today we need to take a look at some One Piece TCG news. There's been a bunch of news for the One Piece TCG, and we need to have a little bit of a gander at it. And we're going to start off with a winner. An actual proper job, full-on winner. Because you see, ladies and gentlemen, there was a reliable card poll that was done over here, in fact, trying to decide what the best card was to go and get a reprint. And the winner was OP01 Atama. Now, it was kind of always going to be a red card. Red in the early days of the One Piece TCG, and let's be clear, right? We're very early for One Piece at the moment. Lots is going to change, lots is going to happen between now and the end of the game, which I sincerely hope is many, 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 many years down the line. But I do think it's fair to say that, for the first year or so of the game, at least since it launched in Japan, it has been Red that has been absolutely owning everything. We saw that in the OP01 meta. I don't know if it's fair to say that Luffy and Roanoa Zoro were the best. There was a real mixture in OP01, but certainly they were up there. And in OP02, over in Japan, it was Roanoa Zoro, no question. OP02 over here, it seems to be a mixture of Roanoa Zoro and Edward Newgate. And certainly OP03, over in Japan, there's not a question. It is undoubtedly Edward Newgate, and it's not even close. So red has been the prevailing colour. I think if you look at the first three sets, so to speak, and if you look at the meta in Japan and over here, I think it's fair to say that the best colour by some margin has been red. So we kind of knew a red card was going to win this. There were a few that were thinking, hey, this could win. Atama, it's a really good pick. It's not a good attacker, it's got 0 power, and sure, you can pile Don on there and legitimately attack, I've seen it happen. It's not really what we're going for, it's not really the goal. What we've actually got here is counter plus 2,000. Now that is a big deal, because frankly, every deck needs okay, you don't need counter plus 2,000, but you kind of do. Your opponent attacks, and the tie goes to the attacker, so you need to be trying to stop all of these attacks. And the more counter plus 2,000 you've got, the easier it's going to be to counter your way out of these attacks. So counter plus 2,000, big deal. On play, give up to one of your opponent's characters minus 2,000 power during this turn, and that's another thing which is used. Again, you've got the counter, and then you've got this. So this can be used to basically nerf one of your opponent's characters so that your attack can go through. Well, okay, you're not actually nerfing the leader to get the attack through, but I mean, for instance, you're nerfing a blocker to make sure that they get KO'd or something along those lines. So yeah, it's kind of awesome. Atama, great card. It won the reliable poll. It's going to be reprinted in the first anniversary premium Bandai product and feature a special design. What does that even mean? The answer is, we don't really know. We don't really have any idea. At some point, they're going to be like, hey, here's the first anniversary premium set. And we're going to look at it, and it's presumably going to be beautiful. But for now, all we know is there was a poll, and Atama won. And I kind of find this really interesting, because it's one of those cards that sees a huge amount of play, but is Atama really that popular a character? I'm going to assume not. But if you're wondering, what popular cards were, here, it's red. Hey, want to know something else that's coming out very much for people in the West, in English, all of that? Well, we are getting a One Piece card game special goods set, Ace, Sabo, and Luffy. And this is awesome. Now, I did show you this previously because this was announced for Japan. And the rule at this stage is really simple. We've seen it a bunch in Digimon, and we've now seen it a bunch in One Piece as well. It's really quite simple. Things that are released for Premium Bandai in Japan will be released for Premium Bandai in the US. Why just the US? Because Premium Bandai doesn't exist in Europe. There is no Premium Bandai. We can muck about with proxy addresses and things of that nature, but if you're in Europe, you're missing out. I'm in the UK, I'm very sad about this, but the deal is really simple. These are going to appear in local game stores, and actually, by the time they appear in local game stores and online, we've seen this in Digimon, except for one of the first products, which was short printed for a number of reasons, and ridiculously popular. I don't know it was short printed, but it certainly seems to be, given how hard it was to get hold of. Yeah, it was hard to get hold of. But outside of that, we've been pretty good with these. It's been quite easy to get these over in Europe. Now here you're spending $42, and for this you're getting a playmat, a storage box, and a promo. And for $42, that honestly sounds about right. This is cool. Now the playmat features the free characters, and it is frankly absolutely beautiful. I love this. I don't actually have a One Piece playmat as it stands at the moment, so this is kind of cool. One thing I do find interesting, the version we've been shown over on Premium Bandai has Championship 2023, which is essentially what the mat looked like in Japan, because it was a Championship 2023 mat over in Japan. So I would just hold off for a second. I'm not saying it won't have that logo on. However, it may not have that logo on because it's not really a Championship 2023 mat. I could see them reprinting this without the stamp. Honestly, I hope they do keep the stamp, but just bear in mind that it doesn't really fit. They've also got the same thing on the side of the storage box, which does feature those same free characters. And again, I could see them getting rid of this. I don't know for a certain fact, but yeah. It seems a little bit weird to have Championship 2023 on when these are not Championship 2023 products. It would be easy to get rid of. I hope they don't. We'll have to wait and see. As for the promo, it's the Leader Porcus D8 from OP03. It is an alternate art, and it's got 5,000 power, 5 life, and when it attacks or is attacked, you may trash any number of event or stage cards from your hand to gain 1,000 power during this battle for every card trashed. This has seen a bit of play and a bit of love over in Japan. I personally, I don't think it's that good. Now, it certainly seems to be commanding a high price. It's one of the higher priced cards in Japan, from this set at least. Maybe it's just because Ace is really popular, but I still don't really buy this. What I can tell you is, it's actually really annoying because you've got to assume, essentially, that your opponent can start countering way more than you would expect. Because when you're attacking, they can counter like normal with characters, but now they can essentially counter with event cards and stages that all basically counter plus 1,000. So it's kind of interesting. We now have 3 different artworks of this Ace. I'm going to let you decide which one is the best, but certainly this is the leader that's getting some hype. Certainly the OPO3 meta seems to be favouring Edward Newgate at the moment, but this is something that needs to be borne in mind. Something else that needs to be borne in mind is this magazine cover. Now, why am I showing you a random magazine cover from Japan? Because this is the second issue of Saikyo Jump. They've been doing a thing over in Japan for a couple of issues now, 2 in a row, where they've given you half of a deck and 5 Don. So with this, you're now up to an entire deck, and you get yourself 10 Don. Now, the Don this time around is different. It's Yamato Don. You get 5 of those. Yes, you will have to buy 2 copies of the magazine to get 10. And you get yourself a really cool half deck. But again, last month, you got a half deck in there. So if you put last month's half deck and this month's half deck, you mash them together, boom! That gives you a whole deck. There is also a cardboard, let's be clear. But you do get a cardboard deck box, which I'm personally not terribly excited about. But it's in there, ladies and gentlemen. It's in there if that's the kind of thing you're into. But it's the mini deck and the Don that makes me happy. No, you can't use Japanese Don in English tournaments. No, there is not a good reason for it. But you'll notice there are cool things like alternate art Nami and manga rare Ace and all kinds of fun stuff, which is nice. So yeah. This is cool, ladies and gentlemen. This is very, very cool. Now, one thing which is, if I show you this image here, you can see what you're getting in terms of the half deck and the cards. There's a lot of alternate arts coming in here. There's an alternate art Ace, although last month that was cut out the magazine. I'm assuming it is again this time, or the comic. And then, you still got manga rare Ace to go with your manga rare Shanks that you got in last month's. You've got your alternate art Nami, your alternate art Marco. Lots of very, very cool stuff. I love this. And if anyone's interested, there are some stickers that I really don't understand. And then there is a Union Arena promo for the people that play that. And there is a Yu-Gi-Oh! Rush Duel promo for those of you that play that game. Personally, that's not me. I'm cool without this. But if you play those games, hey, cool promos. And I am, for some reason, collecting Union Arena promos. I'm not entirely sure why. Especially magazine promos. So yeah, I'm going to add this one to my collection, and it's going to be awesome. But you guys have had a lot of questions from people saying, hey, Wassy, which cover of the magazine do we need? Which number is it? Well, now I've shown you, and now you know. And now it's over to you guys. Tell me what you think about all of this news. Tell me what your favourite card is. Tell me what you think should be reprinted in, that anniversary set. Tell me if you're going to be picking up this Japanese magazine. Tell me if you're going to be picking up this premium Bandai products. Tell me anything you want to tell me in the comment section. Go nuts! Be nice! And then make sure you like this video, subscribe to this channel, follow me on Twitter at @TheWassy. That's where we talk about One Piece and card games and all kinds of fun things. And please do consider checking out patreon.com/PTCG Radio, where you can support the channel, get some bonus pods, join a Discord, all kinds of fun things. But by far the most important thing, as always, look after yourselves till next time, would ya? Thank you very much for watching. My name's Ross, and you've been watching Wassy Plays.